welcome to CS1032, Information Systems and Design. In this video, I'll be giving a quick overview of the course, as well as diving into the course syllabus to give you an idea of how things are going to work. Computer Science 1032 is an introduction to information systems and the role played by these systems in business. You're currently taking it as a distance studies or online course, which means that there's no set meeting times, and everything's going to be provided online asynchronously. The main course content will be pre-recorded lectures, just like this one, and tutorial videos that will be assigned each week on the OWL course site. Okay, so here's the course description, which states, this course satisfies the information technology requirement for a certified accountant, a certified general accountant, or a certified management accounting accreditation. The content of this course has been approved by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Ontario, the Certified General Accountants of Ontario, and the Society of Management Accountants of Ontario. The materials used in this course for the introduction to Microsoft application software have been approved by Microsoft for use in the preparation for the Microsoft Office Specialist Certificate exam. So that's a whole lot of words, and that sounds nice, but what does it mean, and what will we be actually learning about? Well, the content is going to be divided into theory and practice. For theory, we're going to be learning about information systems, business, and a few case studies. In terms of practical skills, we'll be working with Microsoft Access, Microsoft Excel, XML, Entity Relationship Diagrams, or ERDs, and SQL, the Structured Query Language. For business-minded students, the idea of this course is to give you the knowledge and understanding of technology, in particular information systems, that will allow you to effectively and efficiently manage them in real life and empower you to make correct decisions regarding technology. For students that lean more to the science or technology side of things, this course will help you gain an understanding of the basic business practices and how technology is used in business, perhaps even guide you on your way to creating your own business or startup. Before we get too far into this video, I should introduce myself. That's me on the screen right now. My name is Daniel Servos. I'm an assistant professor and part of the teaching faculty here in the Computer Science Department at Western, and I'll be your instructor for CS1032. If you ever need to get in contact with me at any time during the course, please feel free to email me at dservos5@uwo.ca. You can also book a virtual office hour with me by using the link danielservos.ca/apt. Since this is an online course, these office hours will be offered through Zoom, so you would need to have this software installed and a web camera to attend an office hour appointment. Please note that my office hours tend to fill up around assignment due dates, so please get started on assignments as soon as possible, so you have enough time to get help if you need it. I highly encourage you to email me if you run into any problems in the course or have any questions about the course content, but please keep some of the following in mind. First, I try my best to reply to all emails within 2 business days. That is, non-holidays, Mondays to Fridays. Please keep this in mind when working on assignments, as I may not be able to reply in time if you email me hours before a due date. So please try to leave a few days before those due dates. Second, please ensure you include the text CS1032 in the subject line of any emails that you send to me. This helps prevent your email from going into my spam folder and lets me know which course this is regarding. I do teach 2 to 3 courses each term at Western, so it gets a bit confusing if you don't say what course you're in. Lastly, I'll occasionally send out announcements via OWL, which sends an email to everyone in the class. Try not to reply directly to these messages, and instead create a new email if you have any questions or want to comment on the announcement. This helps prevent your email being lost. Teaching assistants assigned to this course will hold consulting hours over Zoom and also answer student questions via email. They're available to help with anything related to the course, including assignments and studying for any quizzes or the final exam. The consulting hours will be drop-in and no sign-up is needed. The times and Zoom details for TA consulting will be posted to OWL once available. To take this course, there are a few hardware and software requirements. You'll need a Windows-based PC that can run Microsoft Office Suite, which includes Microsoft Access. Unfortunately, Microsoft Access is only available for Windows, so if you're using an Apple computer or Mac OS, you'll need to find a way to run Microsoft Access. We do have some methods you can use if you don't have a Windows computer. Well, I'll mention those in a few slides. You will also need a webcam and a microphone. This is required to take the final exam, attend office hours or TA consulting, and there may be a few participation activities we do in this course that will use the webcam. It's fine if these are built into your laptop. Lastly, you'll also need a reliable internet connection, especially for quizzes and the final exam. For full details on any hardware or software requirements, please see the course syllabus. In terms of software, you'll need Microsoft Office 365 with Access. Luckily, this is free for all Western students. You'll also need a plain text editor. For Windows, I recommend Notepad++, and we'll also need the DIA diagram editor, an internet browser, and some way to properly back up your work. Backing up your work on assignments is key because we won't be giving extensions for any lost work. It is your responsibility to back up your work. Both Notepad++ and the DIA diagram editor are also free and open source software, so you don't have to worry about paying anything for those. We'll also be using ProctorTrack for the final exam, which again is free to Western students. For help with installing the software, please see the tutorial video I have posted on OWL that will guide you through all of these steps. Also, if you're struggling with installing any of this, please feel free to post on the course forums and we can help you out there. As I mentioned, some of this software is not available for Mac OS, but we do have a few options for you if you do not have access to a Windows computer and cannot obtain access to one. First, if you're located in London, Ontario, you can use one of the general student labs here on campus called the Gen Labs. These have access and all the software required already installed on them and ready to go. Second, if you're not located in London and can't arrive at the campus in a reasonable amount of time, we also have a way for you to remotely connect to a virtual lab computer from your Apple computer. This is called MyLab, My Virtual Lab. And I have a tutorial posted on the Week 1 page on OWL about how to install and use this software. Again, that's only for Mac OS users. Next up is our textbook. For this course, we have one required text named Experiencing MIS, 5th Canadian edition. This is an online e-textbook that comes with access to Pearson's MyLab MIS. Both of these are required. You can purchase the e-text through the Western Bookstore by purchasing an access code, or you can purchase the e-text directly from Pearson using the above link and course code that you can see at the bottom. Currently, the textbook is only available in a digital format, bundled with MyLab MIS. Each week, readings will be assigned from this textbook, as well as MyLab MIS homework questions. This homework is not graded directly, and it's mostly intended for studying purposes, but it's still highly recommended, and you can earn participation points for it. We'll explain more later. The lecture videos may not cover absolutely everything from the readings, so it is important that you both read the text and watch the videos. You'll need both of these to pass these quizzes, as well as the final exam. If you're having any issues obtaining the e-textbook or getting access to MyLab MIS, I do have a short tutorial video posted on OWL that goes over all the steps. So to reiterate, the textbook is required for this course. You are expected to have a copy, and there is an online component called MyLab MIS. While this isn't directly graded, it can be used to earn participation points. So you do need both for this course, and they are sold together in one bundle. You can't buy them separately. But if you do like that physical medium, actually having the textbook in your hands, after you purchase the e-textbook, Pearson does offer a deal where you can get a loose leaf copy that you can put in your own binder if you pay a little bit more after you purchase the e-textbook. That offer is available after you purchase the e-text. Pearson also offers alternative formats if you have any kind of disability or vision-related issues that may need alternate formats. If you're interested in that, please contact disability.support@pearson.com and they can connect you with the alternate formats that might be more accessible to you. There are two main course sites you'll have to worry about in this course. The first is OWL. This is Western's learning management system that many of you are already familiar with. On this site, I'll be posting most of the course content, including slides, link to lecture videos, assignments, quizzes, and so on. You're required to regularly check the OWL course site. New pages will be posted to the OWL course site every Monday with new tasks for that week. So once again, you're required to check that site each week and complete all of these tasks and the assigned readings and videos. Keep in mind that not all due dates or tasks will be announced via email, so it is important that you check this site regularly. If you're new to Western and you haven't used OWL before, I do have another video up on OWL that will show you all the features of the site, as well as where you can locate everything. So if you find the layout confusing at all, please take a look at that video, as it will show you where everything is. The second site is MyLab MIS, which comes with your e-textbook. I have a separate video on how to use this site and some of the studying tools it includes. For the most part, we'll only be using this site to access your e-textbook and completing some homework questions that only count for participation. We'll talk a little bit more of that later, but check out that video that I mentioned if you want to see how to use that site. So you may be wondering, how much time is this course going to take me each week? So I'm going to give a bit of a brief breakdown here, but it's not absolute. So each week is going to have about 3 hours of lectures or tutorial videos to watch on average. This is a bit of a high estimate, as most weeks will have closer to 2 hours, but you should plan for 3. I'll also be assigning about 1 or 2 textbook chapters each week, as well as homework problems related to these chapters. While this homework is not graded directly, I still recommend planning to spend 1 or 2 hours on the readings each week. You can also gain participation points by completing this homework, so please don't ignore this. There will be 6 assignments in this course, about 1 every other week, with the first assignment really just being to get everything set up, install the software you need, as well as learn how to submit assignments on OWL. So the first assignment isn't going to be a big deal, but the other ones will be worth more and will be more effort. And lastly, we will have 3 online quizzes during the term, and of course, the final exam at the end of the term. So you should also budget some time for studying for all of these. Now, what you're probably really interested in, which is how you're going to be graded. The 6 assignments will be worth 40% in total. The 3 online quizzes will be worth 10% in total, online participation 10%, and the final exam 40%. We'll get into what each of these entail in a few slides. Keep in mind there is an important rule about the final exam. You must get a final exam grade of 45% or higher to pass this course. If you get less than 45% on the final exam, the maximum grade you can obtain in this course is 44%, which is a failing grade. So please keep this in mind when you're studying for that final exam, because you have to get at least 45%. There's not going to be any exceptions to this rule. Okay, on to assignments. There'll be 6 assignments in this course, and I have the tentative schedule shown here. The weights of each are shown here, and they should add up to 40% in total. These assignments will mainly cover a particular topic in the course, such as Excel, XML, or SQL. Each assignment will also have a set of theory questions about a hypothetical business that will follow you through each assignment. I use a bit of a different late system than you may have experienced before in your other courses here at Western. You'll each be given 4 late coupons for the whole term, and only 4 late coupons for that whole term. There's no way to get more back. Once they're used, they're gone. You don't ever get any more. Each late coupon allows you to push the due date back by 24 hours. So for example, if an assignment was due on January 8th at 11:55 p.m., and you used 1 late coupon, the new due date would be January 9th at 11:55 p.m. If you used 2 late coupons, the new due date would be January 10th at 11:55 p.m. and so on, but you wouldn't have those 2 late coupons to use on future assignments. So it is up to you to manage these late coupons correctly. The idea here is that we're giving you the power to control and manage your own extensions. So the idea isn't to just give you free days where you can slack off. The idea is this is to allow for any extraordinary events that happen. Maybe your computer stops working, maybe something bad is happening in your personal life. This is how you manage that and get extensions. So please keep in mind these are intended to be used for extraordinary circumstances and to save you the trouble of going through academic counseling. They're not meant just to allow you to procrastinate. So this is our extension system here. So how do you use these late coupons? Well, there's no need to tell us when you're using a late coupon. They'll be applied automatically by the TA. If you submit 1 day late, they'll remove 1 late coupon. If you submit 2 days late, they'll remove 2 late coupons, and so on. Assuming you have enough late coupons remaining, your assignment will be marked normally. So there's no action required on your part. You just submit late. If you have enough late coupons, it will be graded and marked normally. We'll keep a record of your late coupons in the gradebook on OWL, but keep in mind that these are not updated live, so it is your responsibility to double check that you have enough late coupons before submitting late. Now, if you don't have enough late coupons remaining and you do submit late, it is just 0 on that assignment. So there's no partial late marks here. Either you have enough late coupons to submit late, or you get 0 on the assignment. So please do manage your late coupons carefully. The last thing to mention about assignments is what happens if you disagree with or had questions about the marking. If you get your mark and feedback back for an assignment and have questions, please first contact the TA who marked the assignment. If your discussion with the TA was not satisfactory, you can then direct your questions or concerns to me via email. Any requests for mark adjustments or regrading must be sent within a week of receiving your assignment mark back and must come with a valid reason you think the assignment was marked incorrectly. You can't just say, I need a higher mark here, give me a regrade. You actually have to say, the TA marked this incorrectly, here's why I think they marked it wrong. Otherwise, it won't be considered. After a week, the grade will be final, and no regrade requests will be considered. Okay, next up are quizzes. There's going to be 3 online quizzes done during the course, and their tentative schedule is shown on the screen right now. Keep in mind this is tentative, so it could change as we go on through the course. Each quiz is going to be worth about 3.3333 repeating percent, or 10 over 3, of your final grade, and will cover both theory and practical content covered in the course up to that point. You'll have 5 days about to complete each quiz, except for quiz 3, which is going to have a little bit of a shorter due date, 4 days, due to Good Friday. Keep in mind that late coupons or anything like that cannot be used on quizzes. They have to be submitted by the deadline to count and be graded. So you are given a range, a window of 5 days in most cases to do these quizzes. So please make sure that you allow enough time to complete the quiz. Don't leave it to that last day and hope that you won't have any tech issues. The format of these quizzes will be multiple choice as well as other auto-graded questions, such as matching and fill in the blank, anything that can be graded by OWL. There won't be any short answer, but there could be single word blanks. The goal here with quizzes is to encourage you to do the readings and study for the final exam. So you will be allowed to redo each quiz at most once. So each quiz you can redo once to improve your grade, but this must be done during the time the quiz is open. After that due date, you can't redo it. The highest grade will be recorded. So it's not an average of the quizzes or anything like that. It's the highest grade you get on the quiz. So if you redo it a second time, you get a higher grade. That grade will count. If you redo it a second time and get a lower grade, the first time will count, not the lower grade. But keep in mind that each time you do the quiz, if you redo it, the quizzes will be drawn from a bank and can be changed each time. So you won't get the same quiz the next time you do it if you're redoing the quiz. The next component of your final grade is participation. And you might be wondering why we're doing participation in an online computer science course. Well, there's been a lot of research into different teaching styles and techniques in computer science education. And there's evidence that shows that active learning benefits students, even in computer science courses. I have a few citations here if you're interested, but this kind of collaboration is also important in the real world. To make sure that you're successful, not just in this course, but in all of your future endeavors, I want to give you an opportunity to practice those soft skills. So how will this participation system work? Well, each week, one or more of the video lectures or tutorial videos will contain a task hidden somewhere in the video that contains a participation task that you have to complete for that week. In most cases, this will take the form of a forum post or response you'll have to complete. These tasks will be clearly indicated in the video with a point value and will look something like this. They'll always be in a box like this with a number of points given. The idea here is that you have to watch the videos to find the task. Not all videos will have a task, but there will be at least 150 points worth of participation activities each week. So you are required and responsible for watching all the videos and finding these tasks and then completing them. Now, since this is a distance studies course, I do want to allow you to complete the coursework at your own pace for the most part. So you will have until the end of the course, April 5th, to complete any activities that count for participation. I still highly recommend keeping up with these activities rather than leaving them till the end of the course, or you may be overwhelmed with work before the final exam and not have a great idea of what your participation grade is going to be going into the final exam. So my best advice to you is to complete them every week as you find them in the videos. Here we can see a table of how participation points will be translated into your final participation grade. This works like experience points in an RPG video game. To go up a level or grade point, you need to get your participation points above the required amount. So for example, to obtain a level 4, worth 4% of your final grade, you need to have 650 points or more. If you have 800 points, that's still a level 4 because you must make it over the minimum for the next level to level up. You can also see here that there is a level 11. If you manage to get over 2,800 points, a small bonus will be applied to your final grade that will not be more than 2%. The exact amount of this bonus will be determined based on how many points you get above 2,800. Unfortunately, it's not possible to track your points live, as many of these participation activities will require manual grading. But I will try to post an estimate of your participation points about halfway through the course, and again at the end of the course, hopefully before the final exam. So how do you earn points? Well, each participation activity will have a set number of points assigned, just like I mentioned before. You'll get the full points for that task if you follow the instructions and clearly put some effort into your responses. You do not have to be correct to get the full points, but you do need to show that you put some thought and work into your response. Extra points can also be earned by answering other students' questions on the course forums, so long as those questions haven't already been answered yet, or if you add something new to the answer. However, this is not required for a full participation grade. This is just an added bonus for anyone that helps their fellow student on the course forums. Another way you can earn points is by completing the MyLab MIS homework that is assigned weekly. Each assigned quiz or problem is worth 25 to 50 points, depending on the problem type. You don't have to get the homework perfect to count, but it must earn at least a grade of 75% or higher based on the MyLab MIS autograder. Keep in mind that the MyLab MIS may show more problems and quizzes than what is assigned for studying purposes. Only assigned problems or quizzes will grant participation points. How you'll know what is assigned is that it will be posted each week on the new weekly page added to the OWL course site. Make sure that when you sign up for MyLab MIS, you do use your @uwo.ca email so that your work will count for participation. If you don't use your @uwo.ca email, you won't get participation points. So please make sure that you do sign up with your @uwo.ca email address. Now, one important thing that I should point out about this system is that there are far more opportunities for participation points than you need for a full participation grade. Completing all the video activities without doing any MyLab homework will get you 1,800 points alone, which is already a level 8, or an 8% of your final grade. So you don't necessarily have to do all of the assigned MyLab MIS homework to get a full participation grade, but I still highly recommend it as it's a great studying tool. The last major component of the course is the final exam. The final exam will be held online during the winter final exam period. The date and time is set by the registrar's office and not by me, so I don't currently know what the date and time will be of the final exam. So please check the final exam schedule once it's posted by the registrar's office. The final exam will use OWL and ProctorTrack. This means that you are required to have a webcam, microphone, and a reliable internet connection to take the final exam. These can be built into your laptop, and you can take the exam on Windows or a Mac OS computer, but you will need a quiet space where you can write the exam alone. The exact format of the final exam will be posted closer to the final exam date, but expect multiple choice and auto-graded questions, such as matching and fill in the blank, and for it to be closed book. But that is the tentative format, so that could change before the final exam date. I will post in advance of the final exam what the exact format will be, the rules, as well as some studying aids as we get closer to that date. Another important thing to cover is how to get help in this course. I recommend following these steps in the order I show here, as this will get you your answer the fastest way possible. First, check the course content: notes, lecture slides, videos, syllabus, readings, tutorials, and so on. The textbook is searchable, and I do have a video table of contents that you can access that you can search to find where in each video each topic is covered. Next, or number 2, take a look at the course forums on OWL. Maybe someone has already asked your question and the answer has already been posted. 3, try to Google or the Microsoft Office documentation for Excel or Access. Most common questions can be found this way, but do keep in mind that you're not allowed to copy solutions off of existing resources. Number 4, if you still can't find an answer, post a question on the OWL course forums. This is great as it also allows your answer to be seen by other students and can also help them as well. Number 5, if you can't get an answer even after posting on the course forums, email the TA or go to TA consulting hours. Remember, there's no need for an appointment with the TA, as TA consulting hours are drop-in, but do remember to be on time as they can fill up fast. Number 6, if you still can't get an answer even after attending the TA's consulting hours, email me, the course instructor, and I'll try to respond within 2 business days. So please take that into account when you're budgeting enough time to ask your questions before any due dates. Number 7, make an office hour with me at danielservos.ca/APT. Keep in mind, appointments should be made 24 hours in advance at least. There's normally only one day of the week where I hold these hours, and they are held over Zoom. So please try to manage your time and start assignments early if you think that you're going to need that sort of one-on-one help. The last topic we need to cover is academic dishonesty. It is expected that everyone in the course reads and understands our discussion on academic dishonesty document posted on the Week 1 page on OWL, as well as reads the course syllabus in full, which will detail what is and is not academic dishonesty in this course. All assignments, quizzes, and the final exam are to be done independently. Sharing your work, even if it is incomplete or just a template with another student, is an academic offense. And this is an academic offense for both students. At no point should you send your assignment or any part of your assignment to another student or post them online. Doing this is an academic offense. Tutors and any other person cannot help with assignments and cannot give you templates or any other aids to use on assignments. You're also not allowed to use any kind of AI or large language model systems to aid with assignments, quizzes, or the exam. All work will be subject to automated plagiarism detection that checks both content, metadata, and the logic of submissions. Any students violating this policy will be given a 0 grade on that course component and reported to the dean's office, who may apply further penalties. So now that we've covered that, hopefully it won't come up again in the course. Just remember, all assignments are to be done individually. They can't be done with another person in the course. Okay, so now that you know the rules and policies, how do you get started? Well, the tasks for the first week are to read the course syllabus and the discussion on academic dishonesty posted to OWL. Next, get set up with your e-textbook and MyLab MIS so you can read the first chapter of your textbook and try some of the MyLab MIS homework for Chapter 1. Make sure you have the required software for this course installed. As I mentioned, I have a short tutorial on this, and you can find that on OWL. I highly recommend trying to get the software installed now so we can help you with any issues before an assignment is due that needs this software. Lastly, make sure you watch the lecture videos for this week on Introduction to Business and Chapter 1. One of these videos will include a participation task for Week 1. Speaking of participation tasks, let's give some out now so you have an idea of what these will look like. Your first participation task will be to introduce yourself on the course forums. Please make a post in the student introduction topic and say who you are, where you're from, or where you're taking the course from, what program you're in, why you're taking CS1032, and at least one interesting fact about yourself. The next activity is to take the practice quiz on OWL under the Quizzes tab. This quiz just has a few questions about the course syllabus, and you simply get the 50 points for taking the quiz, regardless of your score on the quiz. Practice quiz is meant to give you an idea of what the format and process is of taking a quiz on OWL, so you'll be ready for the 3 real quizzes that are upcoming in this course, as well as the final exam. Keep in mind the real quizzes will have questions about course content, obviously, and not the syllabus. They'll also have different time limits. Lastly, there is a task in the Chapter 1 lecture video. Make sure you watch the Chapter 1 video, find the task in that video, and post your answer on the correct course form. Instructions will be given in that video, Chapter 1 video, and you have to follow those to get the points. Whenever a participation task is given in a video, it will look just like the boxes that you can see on the screen right now and have a number of participation points given for that task. Keep in mind that I might ask you other questions in the video, but it only counts if it is in one of these boxes for participation. So unless it's in a box like this, you don't have to answer that question in the forums. Only questions in a box like this. Please follow the instructions in them and respond to them before the end of the course to get those participation points. Part of the point here is to also encourage you to watch these videos, so you do have to find them. I'm not going to post a list of these activities on OWL. They will be in the video. That's all I have for you in this video. Make sure you also watch the Introduction to Business and Chapter 1 lecture videos this week and complete the tasks listed on the Week 1 page on OWL. Thank you for watching and have a great day.